and then also kind of we'll do a demo of how to use the platform. So let me start just with a little bit of an overview of what ProQuest does. So as Adolf said, we are an American company, but we've got offices all over the world. So we specialize in obviously information systems and content, ebooks, and then also library systems. That's the three main areas. You can see there, we're really, really big. We've got coverage everywhere where the blue is, we have got content from. And then the little red dots are offices. So I'm based right down at the bottom in Johannesburg, South Africa. So we have about 44 offices and operating in about 158 countries. So basically with ProQuest it's all about the researcher. So we are there to serve the libraries, to make sure that the libraries have got content and services to offer to their students and also to their researchers. So everything that we do and offer is geared towards research. I know also that research in Africa is becoming more and more important, not only for African institutions, but around the world. We're getting more and more demand for case studies and researchers and works from other countries within Africa. Perfect. Sorry, let me just move to the next one. So just before I start, I'll give you a little bit of background. ProQuest does a lot of surveys. So this one survey that I just want to mention some info was done about a year and a half ago. And basically we interviewed a whole lot of librarians around the world from different universities, different countries, different sort of levels of colleges. And one of the first things we asked is, as scholarship moves from dependence on text, do they think librarians would need to shift their own collections? And as you can see here, I don't know if I can get rid of my face in the way there. No, it's okay. Okay, so as you can see there, all the blue, almost 90%, 99% of people agree that librarians need to start including new types of materials. So that's where ProQuest comes in. We always talk about using a wide mix of content types. So that's what makes us different from other publishers and other aggregators. We then went in the same survey and asked faculty, why do they want their students to use different types of content? And you can see there the main reasons were to understand concepts more fully, conducting more thorough literature reviews, better quality assignments, better grades. So pretty much what does that mean? So when we ask them, okay, so what types of different content do you use in teaching, and then also do you suggest your learners go through? And you can see here we've got a long list from faculty and from librarian. So there was not just journals, there was a lot of content needs that the library needs to offer for faculty to use in research. So as I said, ProQuest is all about the researcher, and I am going to show you the three products that GIMPA currently have on trial, which is ProQuest Central, Academic Complete, which is the ebooks, and then ProQuest Dissertations and Theses, as I've mentioned earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a brief overview of the content that is included in those three products, and then we'll flip over to the platform, and I can show you a little bit of how it works, how it looks, how to do some searches, that sort of thing. Please, if anybody's got any questions, please just either ask them in the chat or otherwise unmute yourself and ask the question. It's not a problem. So ProQuest Central, first of all, is basically, I always call ProQuest Central the content hub. It's truly multidisciplinary, multi-subjects are covered. And this is where all your different types of content come in. So ProQuest Central is a collection of 41 different databases that are quality controlled, and it's all different types of content, so not just journals. ProQuest Central is also all full text, so you're not going to get your A&R content from ProQuest Central. You can see there, that's the coverage, obviously the blue there, news, green here in the sciences. You've got your social sciences, health and medical, medicine, and business over brown. So it's quite extensive. I'll show you that shortly. So just 4 key points. Obviously, you've got your key scholarly journals across major disciplines, and then you've got your content for scholarship and research. So that's where I come in and say it's not just journals. ProQuest Central has got unique non-journal content. We also have the latest information first. So obviously with your journals, there's a peer process that happens, which can take 2 to 3 years. So when you're getting that brand new information, we've got a lot of different sources that can give you that brand new information before a paper is published. And then obviously lots and lots and lots of research resources for teaching, especially the video content I'm going to show you shortly. Absolutely no restrictions whatsoever to a university for academic purposes. So as I said, we're not just journals, but we have got a lot of rich journal content from some of the most prestigious publishers from around the world. You can see Emerald, Sage, Springer, Elsevier, The Lancet, so very rich journal content. However, we also have, apart from that, as I said, the varied content. So you're going to get dissertations, newspapers, your market reports, case studies, company profiles, working papers, all those different types of content within ProQuest Central to help with research, help with learning assignments, and obviously teaching resources as well. I find the case studies very important in the business faculty and business departments, especially for setting exams. So it's quite nice to base a whole lot of questions on a specific case study. So you could get a case study for Coca-Cola or something like that and base the exam around that case study. Some of them are always get asked, what content do you have specific to our country? So those are some of the journals that we currently have as part of our collection: the medical journal, mining journal, agricultural. We can look further at the specific content a little bit. As I said, essential newspapers and magazines. We have got the big ones: The Economist, The Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, but also we've got quite a lot of content from the Ghana News Agency, so that's local as well. We've got quite a few newspapers from Nigeria as well. There's one that serves West Africa. I forgot what it's called. But we have got from other areas, obviously in Africa as well. A lot of content from South Africa, Botswana, up to Kenya, and then quite a bit from Nigeria as well. So this is pretty much what the platform looks like. You can see it's clean, it's easy to navigate. We obviously do provide a lot of training, online training like we're doing now, and face-to-face training as well. I'm hoping to travel as soon as the restrictions are lifted and when Corona has died down. So we do face-to-face training as well, but we've got a lot of resources as well that students and users, faculty can use and watch videos and have how-to guides. I'll go into this shortly when I do the demo. So that is ProQuest Central, the full text content platform. It sits on the ProQuest platform. What I'm going to show you now is called Ebook Central. So we have 2 platforms: the ProQuest platform, which is that one, and then we have the Ebook Central platform. When you have subscriptions with ProQuest, your ebooks are also cross-searchable on the ProQuest platform. So if you're looking for business management, it's also going to give you your books that you've got access to on the platform. However, you also have access to what we call Ebook Central. And Ebook Central is a specific platform developed especially for reading books. So it's a bit more geared towards downloading books, reading online, making annotations, that sort of thing. So a lot of the time with students especially, they will be looking for a specific book, like a recommended book or a textbook, prescribed book, whatever. So if I always say, if you're looking for a book specifically, then go to Ebook Central. So that, you can see there, that's the ProQuest platform, and your ebooks are available to search on that platform. Or otherwise, you can go to the ebook platform as well. You'll see there it says University Library. That's customized to the university, so it would have the GIMPA logo. And then at the bottom there where it says recently viewed, this carousel of books at the bottom here, it can be recently viewed titles, or otherwise the library can set books that they want to show up there. So new books or a new subject area or something like that. And there could be a book highlight. I'll show you shortly. I'm going to go and do a demo on this as well. So obviously the platform, like I said, is designed specifically for reading books to increase engagement and time spent reading the books. All of our platforms, both the ProQuest platform and the ebook platform, are available on a computer, a tablet, or on your cell phone. It automatically adapts to which device you're using, and obviously the book readers are also available on ebooks. I mean, on a laptop, a computer, a tablet, or a cell phone. So any smartphone, you would be able to have access to that as well. So on the ebook side, there's various different types of sort of acquisition. I'm going to speak shortly now about the subscription. You can see Academic Complete here and the right-hand side. But we do have the option as well for you to own books if you wanted to, or if you wanted to sort of own your textbooks or your prescribed books, recommended books. From the librarian side, the librarians can manage that on behalf of faculty quite easily. So if I just speak about Academic Complete, Academic Complete is our sort of the best ebook subscription you can get. Most of my universities, especially in South Africa, many in Nigeria, at the moment University of Ghana, but as well the Academic Complete subscription. So what it is a great ebook foundation, a good start. Books are really expensive, so to own a big collection of ebooks is quite a mammoth task for a library, not only to manage, but also to afford. So as Academic Complete is a subscription, you would get access to a whole big collection of books for your users. So at the moment, Academic Complete is about 185,000 multidisciplinary titles. It's a huge number. And it grows by about 10% annually. So we add, and some books are removed as well. There's no duplications whatsoever. So if a 6th edition comes out, we will remove the 5th edition. There's about 7,000 new titles that have been added this year, 6,000 from Taylor and Francis. And we have 5,000 unique titles from Wiley, and there's no other aggregator that has that Wiley collection. So it's very, very important from academic and from a lecturing perspective. We have a group of librarians that curate these lists. So it's balanced on sort of the needs across the world. And as I said, no duplications. And you're not going to get really, really old books. You're not going to get a 1960s book. It's up to date, and if something's not really being used, those are removed and replaced with something more current. That there is kind of the breakdown. So of those 185,000 titles, you'll see there 16% is business and economics. You've got your social sciences, history, political science. So you can see it's quite a good mix breakdown. Why having the subscription? As I said, it gives you kind of a critical mass and a good range of books. It's completely unlimited multi-user access on mobile-friendly devices. So that means that every single student in your class, if you have 100 or 200, every single student and user can access the same book at the same time. You're not going to get any turnaways. You're able to download the book for offline reading. So if they've got access to Wi-Fi on campus, they can download the book or just the chapter that they need and then access it from home. From a librarian and a faculty perspective, we give quite good usage reports that can show the value. And as I said, that book display widget at the bottom, that carousel, you can highlight, what do you call it? You can highlight special books or new books or whatever you would like. So that's Academic Complete with ebooks. So now let me go on to dissertations and theses. So like Adolf said, we have the largest collection of dissertations and theses in the world. We are the official repository of the US and the UK Congress. So yeah, it's quite a big collection. We have about 5.5 million dissertations and theses from about 3,500 different institutions. So two things with why dissertations and theses differs from ProQuest Central is obviously it's only dissertations and theses. So we always talk about two parts of dissertations and theses. So the first option, well not option, first part of the product is to amplify your research, which means you are able to publish your dissertations and theses directly with ProQuest and make them available to their 4 million researchers and 3,000 institutions around the world. Then the second part of it is obviously having access to the community. So you would have a subscription to PQDT and you would have access to that 5 million papers. So just quickly about if you're participating in the global research community, there's no charge whatsoever. So you're able to submit and publish your dissertations and theses. So that's your masters and PhDs, with ProQuest contributing obviously to the global knowledge bank and enriching not only the academic community but also the research community, building your brand and obviously promoting GIMPA to the rest of the world. So that's pretty much that. Amplify, obviously we give you key statistics and let you know exactly who accessed your paper, who was it downloaded from, which country. And you also do get paid a royalty. I stand to be corrected, but I think it's about 10%. So as those books, as those papers are downloaded or they are purchased, we have an option to purchase the paper in a physical or electronic format. ProQuest would pay the royalty to either the user or to the institutional repository, however it's set up for you. So kind of the great things about dissertations and theses is to connect authors with global resources. So when your papers are in ProQuest dissertations and theses, it's obviously in the ProQuest platform. So you're going to have access to all those subscribers, about 3,000 universities worldwide. We link them to Google Scholar. So we have an exclusive partnership with Google Scholar, and your papers would be available and indexed correctly. We also work with 35 different subject indexes like Compendex, InSpec. So you would have reaching obviously thousands more researchers from that side. And then we also help you with your ISS number and your MARC records, so it can improve the research within your own institutional repository. And then, obviously, like I said, it links through to your IR and gives you nice statistics exactly. You can see here, this was from Fiona at the University of Sierra. Sorry, we can give you proper stats to say where it was accessed, who accessed it, and all of that. Some of the universities that currently have a subscription and are sort of contributing. Recently, we've got the University of Lagos on board. South Africa, we've got quite a lot, and the University of Nairobi in Kenya, and quite a few. We're also working with the University of Ghana. There are a few already in the collection. We're working to get their more recent ones as well. Obviously, we always preserve and protect the author content. ProQuest never ever owns your content. So all we do is make it available at any time. If you want to remove your content from the ProQuest platform, you're absolutely able to do that. The author or the will always retain the ownership and copyright. So then the other part of dissertations and theses is obviously to subscribe to ProQuest dissertations and theses. This will enable you to have access to 5 million works, as I said, 5 million different pages, and different dissertations and theses across the whole of time. I think it's back to 1930 something, around about there, and obviously from all over the world. So it helps with emerging researchers and scholars. If you're working on a project, it's easy to get in touch with someone who's working on a similar project, and yeah, to basically work with together. About 93% of the UK top universities subscribe, and 2/3 of the Times Higher Ed top 100. In South Africa, we only have one university, one of the state universities, that isn't a subscriber at the moment, and it's due to cost. But other than that, every single university in South Africa, as well as the few at the bottom there that I've mentioned. I often get asked, why do we need it? Faculty always says, why do we need dissertations for research? It's really important because they test in present and new trends. Dissertations and theses is generally a longer article, so it's about 200 pages versus a journal article of 12 pages. So you're going to get much more coverage. And it's often on uncommon topics, very up to date. And also, dissertations and theses also give you results, such as sort of in the sciences especially, as well as negative results, which journal articles don't usually publish. So that is pretty much about dissertations and theses. I've just got a little video here that I'll show, and then we'll slip across to the platform.
Hello, Tami. Hello, Tami. No sound on the video.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me just, do you want me to? Sorry.
Yes, please.
Sorry about that. Let me know if it's right now.
Yes, Tami.
The individual end to determine the two layers to serve lifespan standard. There's so much information to review and consider. How can you find the right Introducing ProQuest 1 Academic. Now, first time, any library or researcher can access the world's largest curated collection of research from one unified online. The ProQuest 1 Academic will be able to search for this complete single research and magazines, journals, and more for content across all major subject areas. Now have the most comprehensive student data subscription available for libraries, covering a wide range of subjects across multiple genres, including events, documentaries, lectures, interviews, performances, and more. You gain access to over 1,000 multidisciplinary ebooks, unlimited multi-user access, powerful research tools, and DIY-free chapter download. And you'll be able to research the largest digital collection of graduate works, over 4 million dissertations and theses, all with the power of one user-friendly, responsive, mobile-enabled ProQuest platform.
Sorry about that. It's obviously internet. So I'll send you the video and you can have a look at that. Okay, is there any questions, or can I slip across now to the live site?
Okay. Thank you very much, Tami. Before we get to the question and answer session, let me acknowledge the presence of a few people, few senior members and directors over here. But even before then, let me mention to all that this association with ProQuest and Tami King, for that matter, goes way back. She has been to Ghana, and she has actually been to GIMPA as well. She has been to GIMPA Library. And we have been talking about their resources for a while now. Good. I am glad to acknowledge the attendance of the Secretary of the Institute, Mr. Julius Atikwi. We have the Director of HR, Madam Victoria Kumbo. We have Professor Samuel Ajay Ampoma. We have Dr. Danu. We have Reverend Macaulay, Dr. Boso, Richard Boso, the manager of Kumasi campus. We have the Director of Academic Affairs, and of course, all other attendees. Thank you very much, including some library staff. Great, so you can take it away again, Tami.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do, I want to take up too much more of your time. I'm going to just show you the two platforms, and it'll give you a good indication of how things work. So as I mentioned, you would have access to Ebook Central platform, which is the one here that is on the screen. And then you would also have access to the ProQuest platform. So you can see here it is branded. You're able to also put logos, that sort of thing. Obviously you won't have it where it says here trial, and that's just for the purpose of it. So if I do a search for you, and we can just, oh, hold on, sorry. Let me just go back here. It's just timed me out. Okay, there we go. Search. I always do business management. It's relevant to you as well. It might be a little bit slow, so if I'm going too fast and it doesn't change, just let me. Perfect. So you can see, as I said, heaps and heaps and heaps of information. You're picking up 32,000 results relating to business management. It's a lot of information. You can't deal with that. So the ProQuest platform is designed for users and students to easily get the exact information that they're looking for. You're always on the right-hand side here going to get book suggestions, and then also underneath videos that match your search. So straight away from that. And then on the left-hand side, you've always got your filters. So you can see you can filter here straight away to full text, which will reduce the time. But it is mainly, you can see there, it's mainly full text. Some of the videos don't have the exact sort of the written part of the video, so that's why it would be not full text. You can see your different source types here. If I click on more, you can see A to Z. Audios, books, conference papers, government papers, magazines, newspapers, pamphlets, scholarly journals. So you can see it's a lot of scholarly journals. It's a very rich collection. Trade journals, wire feeds, working papers. So you can then select, include or exclude the exact sort of content that you're looking for. If you scroll down, you're there able also to change the dates and only look for information in a certain year. Maybe you only want it in 2020. And do that, just to give you an example. Sorry, it's just a little bit slow. So you can see I've used my filters to come down. For the purposes, I'm just going to remove that filter. But you can see as you use more and more filters, you're able to quickly, basically, narrow your search down. Sorry, it's slow because it's obviously going over Zoom. If I scroll down, I always get asked how much content is there for us locally. So you're able to straight away use this location button. You can change to the language if you're looking for something specific. About 90% of the content is in English anyway. So it's unless you're looking for a specific language. So if I go to location and click on more, location goes A to Z. So you can see here I'm picking up in Africa 171,000. Let's scroll down. There should be. That's very strange. Just let me put here, do a search here quickly. Unless it's not indexed. Okay, just hold on one sec. Sorry, it's a little bit slow. There we go. So there is a lot of Ghana. I don't know why it's not indexed properly, but there is obviously a lot of content from Ghana as well. So that's kind of a very brief overview. Is there any questions around there or any specific searches you would like me to do? Or any questions? We will make sure that you get access again to the trial if you haven't had the access yet. Maybe HR can circulate those details. And then go in and do some searches relevant to your studies, your faculty, or your own research. And obviously see the types of content that they have that's relevant to you. You can get my contact details there, so if there's anything you need, you can always ask a question. So that's ProQuest Central. ProQuest Dissertations and Theses, I'll just flip across this one, is very, very similar. You can see the page is exactly the same. If GIMPA had to have both ProQuest Central and ProQuest Dissertations and Theses, they would sit on the same platform. Your users wouldn't have to go to a specific place to do that. They would have the option to go to Dissertations and Theses on its own, or they would have the option to go to search everything. So what's quite nice, the only difference on ProQuest Dissertations and Theses is the advanced search. So you can see here, this is when it gives you an exact, being able to search an exact university. So say for instance, I think Ghana does have that, Ghana. Yeah, so you've got the University of that, University College of Ghana, and the Imperial. So you can see it's got joined. So there's a few from Ghana. Obviously, as we start working on that, because it's a very big part of our strategy, to start working in the African market. So we're developing quite partnerships, or getting more and more at the Lagos, University of Lagos was quite a big one for us. We're very, very happy about. And we would love to work with GIMPA as well, as far as publishing your papers. So that would just give you an example of kind of the nice thing about, you can obviously look at those dissertations and theses specific to a school. So you could look at the University of London or London Business School or University of Johannesburg or anything like that. So that's, but they are on, as I said, the same platform, and sort of you can search everything in one place. So any questions there?
Yeah, thank you very much, Tami. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for questions and contributions. And let me start by asking Tami, In your presentation, there was something about primary knowledge centers. What are primary knowledge centers?
What do you mean by primary knowledge? The publishers?
Yes, a number of publishers have been listed.
Okay.
And I want to know the kind of relationship ProQuest has with them.
Absolutely. So we have relationships with most of the publishers. We've got content from most of the publishers and the sort of top ones. Obviously, they get paid. The publishers get paid with us. So we have got obviously a content alliance with them. So if a sort of Emerald journal is downloaded, Emerald would obviously get paid for whatever usage is used for them. Some of them, so for instance, all of the Emerald content is available on the ProQuest platform. And the only thing is some of them, the relationships we have what's called an embargo. So for instance, Emerald is the only publisher we've got the longest embargo with. It means we've got for 365 days, 1 year, we don't have any of their content. So as soon as a journal becomes 1 year and 1 day old, it is available on ProQuest. So you wouldn't get the brand 2020 content from Emerald, but as soon as it's 1 year old, it will be available on the ProQuest platform. So it's not, I mean, we're paying the publishers obviously for their content. We're an aggregator, so we're collecting content from all the different publishers and putting it in one easy place for researchers to find everything in one place. I know Taylor and Francis, we also have an embargo with, it's 30 days though. So as soon as a journal is 1 month old, it will be available on the ProQuest platform. Does that answer the question?
Thank you very much. Yes, your presentation centered mainly on 3 products, I should say.
Yes.
Online databases, dissertations, and electronic books.
Yes, so I'm going to show you the books now.
Yes, so is it possible for our institution, let's say like GIMPA, to go in for only electronic books?
Absolutely, absolutely. All of our products are available individually. So if you've got a lot of content already in the businesses and you say ProQuest Central would be too much or be a duplication, absolutely. All of our products and subscriptions are available individually. So absolutely. I obviously just gave you a trial to those 3 products.
Okay.
So if I show you quickly, let me show you just quickly the books, and then we can answer any other questions. It'll give you a good example. So this is Ebook Central. Again, you would obviously have your logo and all of that over here, and that book carousel that I showed you would generally be at the bottom here. On the trial account, it doesn't show up just because it's a trial. So if I do a search here, and search business management again, so I'm currently searching that 185,000 books. You can see I'm coming up with a massive amount, 100,000 books. You are then able to, again, on the left-hand side here, use all these filters. So make it business management relating to a specific thing. Obviously, the English you can see the most. You can get it from the author and all of that. So say, for instance, okay, I only want to see the most recent books, show me 2020. And we want to look at, I don't know, well, let's choose one. Run to Glory and Profits. I don't know why. So you can see there, that is pretty much how the page looks. Easy for your users. They can see exactly what they want to do. To click online, stop me at any time if it starts going really slowly. So normally a bit quicker. You can see reading online. Here's the book. You can zoom in and out using these tools at the top. And obviously page to page, like in the book. You can go straight away to a specific chapter here on the left-hand side. If you're using your keywords, it would show up where that keyword is in. Go to the page. You are able to print PDFs, download the full book straight from here. You are able to share that book there with your colleagues, or put it on your learner management system for students to access. There is the citation device. So you can select if it's Harvard or APA. So you've got your book citation there. Highlighting obviously and making notes. But if I go back to the page, one of the great things about ProQuest is what we find with academic books is generally the students don't read the entire book. Possibly in the English department when they're reading a novel from cover to cover, but generally in academic books, they only use certain parts of it. So that's where the DRM free, it's for digital rights management free, comes in. So for instance, if the student or the lecturer says today or this week we're only looking at chapter 4, you are then able to download just chapter 4 as a PDF. Okay, I've got to sign in because sorry, Adolf, it's through your easy proxy, so I won't be able to download because I'm obviously not on your proxy. But that would download just that chapter.
Okay, so that's clear.
Yeah, that 29 pages as a PDF. So the student can then save it on a USB, read it offline, just that chapter, print that. But if they do want the entire book, I won't be able to either because it's through the easy proxy. They would be able to download the entire book onto their device, either their computer, laptop, or a tablet, to read obviously offline at home the entire book.
Great, that is interesting. Now, I know there was something about models of possession in your presentation. Yes. I realized you tried to project subscription a lot.
No, not at all. Subscriptions is just a very, very cost-effective way to get a really good, what do you call it, a good collection. Books are, I mean, like I said to you, if you've got an Excel spreadsheet with all your recommended prescribed books, I'm more than happy to do a quote for you individually of those titles and give you the option to purchase them and own them perpetually. I can also tell you exactly which ones of those titles are in the subscription. So the subscription is about 185,000 books, the subscription books. In our catalogue, we've got about 1.5 million books. So at different sort of models. So when I met with Nina from Ashesi, she gave me all her lists and we did what we call a title match and see which books we were able to basically replace the print copy with electronic copy, which obviously during the lockdowns and everything has become a really, really big important thing. So absolutely, and you do not have to have a subscription with ProQuest to have access to the books. If you want to just purchase one book or two books, there's no platform fees or anything like that. You would have access and you would own those books that you own forever. So next year you would be able to use it for your students.
Yeah, thank you. Now I give the opportunity to others to ask questions or make contributions.
Easy group. But I do encourage everybody to use the trial access and go and access and see exactly how things work.
Okay, Mr. Agbe.
Yes, madam.
Yes, I noticed when she shows the page on the journals from Africa or Ghana, that I didn't see our journals. So we have two journals. So how do we also get our journals advertised?
Okay, so we do not publish, so if GIMPA's journals, we do not publish journal articles. We publish the dissertations and theses. But if GIMPA has got the journals, or if you as an author have written a journal, we can definitely put you onto one of our publishers. The main one who publishes is called African Book Connections. They're a UK-based company, but they publish most of the stuff that comes from Africa in smaller, sort of the smaller publishers or institutions that have smaller repositories. So we won't personally do it, but we will assist you to getting that visible on ProQuest. We do have, as I said, what do you call it? A relationship with Google Scholar. So if your papers are available on Google Scholar, they will be available on ProQuest as well.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be good to also give us some publicity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But obviously for all your dissertations and theses, we can publish that, and there's no cost whatsoever for that. And again, you do not have to have a subscription if you want to contribute to the collection. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually didn't show you what a journal article looks like. So say for instance, I want to look at this one, Food Entrepreneurs in Ghana. You'll see here, it's obviously, this is an Emerald publication. It gives you the full text over here with all the details. And then if you click here, full text PDF, there is the exact journal article of obviously how it appeared for Emerald. And you're able to always download again, and same with the book site. So if you use Harvard, there you go, and you've got your citation. So you've always got those tools. Email, you can email it to a colleague or to a student, print it, or add it to your list. Again, you're going to always see suggestions, so related articles here. And then under the references, it gives you the references, but where the article is available, sorry, now it's a bit slow. You can see here, these are all the references that were in the journal article, and where they're available, you can see it's a link, so you can click there and it will open up that reference as well. So you can link to that paper as well. You can see this one's available. There's the full text available. So some of them will be open source, and then obviously because of our relationship with Google Scholar, you will be able to open that one on the ProQuest platform as well. So it's quite easy when you're doing your research, you've got access to those links as well. So that's kind of what a scholarly journal looks like. Is there anything else somebody wants to see, maybe a video?
The floor is still open. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to ask questions. And Tami, I think as a follow-up to this presentation, you would once again graciously extend our trial period so that, because you know, it is being more publicized right now, and I think people have the interest to try the resources. So if you could
I will extend it. I don't think I'll be able to do it for a whole month, but I'm sure we can do it for another 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
so that,
right.
that won't be a problem. Just with the ebooks, you'll be able to search and all that to download. If you want me to set up username and passwords, I can do that. Otherwise, each user can basically request an account. It's quite easy though when you log in. But I'll send you a nice email with everything and all the access details, and then your HR can circulate to the team.
Fine. Let me quickly mention that we have a consortium known as CALIC, Consortium of Academic and Research Libraries Ghana, and I know ProQuest is having dealings with CALIC. So we hope that whatever resources we obtain from ProQuest would be channeled through our umbrella body, which is CALIC.
Absolutely, yes. As you know, Adolf, I am in conversations with Carly, yourself, and the committee, Dr. McCann.
Yeah. And that aside, it may be possible for us to source some individual titles, probably outside the domain of CALIC. In that case, we'll deal directly with you. Yeah.
Perfect. As soon as you are ready, you can send me the list, as long as it's got a good title and some good, decent information. So a title, author, preferably an ISBN if you've got it, but if not. And I will obviously give you an option. So if you're looking for the 6th edition and there's a 7th available, I'll obviously give you the option for both of those.
Okay. So let me make use of this opportunity to mention to faculty attending this program right now to let us have lists of books that they may want to have in the electronic format, so that we forward this to Tami.
I presume surely each faculty have got their book lists or prescribed books, or so it might be like the faculty coordinator or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, you have my details in the email. Will be my email address and cell phone number. I am on WhatsApp, so if you've got any questions, just let me know. I will also include like the help guides where you're able to get more information if you need it. But as you can see, it's a very easy platform to navigate.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other question or contribution? Well, we have done more than 1 hour now.
Sorry.